All right, it's time now for our close-up look at the beauty of Paris with Paris Muse. Today, we welcome Dr. Laura Osorio on the set. Hi, Laura.
Hi, Genie.
Specialist in archaeology. Now, today we're going to talk about something that's become perhaps as iconic as the Eiffel Tower. The Eiffel Tower, of course, was built to celebrate the 100th anniversary of the French Revolution. You're going to talk about something that was built to celebrate the 200th anniversary of the French Revolution, the Louvre Pyramid.
Exactly. So the Louvre Pyramid was completed in 1989 to mark the bicentennial of the French Revolution of 1789. It was designed by Chinese-American architect I.M. Pei and commissioned by the then French president François Mitterrand. It marks the entranceway to the museum's three wings and was originally built as a scheme to decongest the museum from the thousands of daily visitors to the Louvre. These three wings, which are named Richelieu, Sully and Denon, are marked by three smaller pyramids. And these three small pyramids stand above the passageways to the galleries. And this underground area also has ticket offices and teaching spaces.
It's interesting because now the Louvre Pyramid seems like such a part of the cityscape here, but I was here when they were building it, and I remember how controversial it was.
Indeed, it's now very iconic, but it did garner some controversy when it was first commissioned. Pei was, for example, the first non-French architect who had been asked to sort of work on the Louvre.
The I.M. Pei, of course.
I.M. Pei, exactly. And the Louvre Museum is in a former palace. So it had been the residence of the French royalty since the 13th century. Yeah, so a monumental glass pyramid in the centre of the Louvre courtyard was felt to be too modern and so too much of a departure from the historic setting.
And we can see some of the pictures here too. It was quite an impressive project too.
Indeed, the diamond and triangular-shaped panes that constitute the pyramids were specially fabricated to be as clear as possible. So, for example, advanced yacht technology was used for the steel girders and cables that hold those panes together, making them as small and unobtrusive as possible. So, constructed of steel and glass, Pei stated that this was a work of our time. Now, of course, it's also a work that speaks to the history of world art, and one civilization in particular, that of ancient Egypt. So Pei did construct the pyramid to the proportions of the Cheops pyramid at Giza. And this pyramid was included in the ancient Greek historian Herodotus's list of the seven wonders of the world. So you could argue that the pyramid doesn't detract from the historic nature of the building. The Louvre and its pyramid lie along Paris's historical axis. So it's a long line of historic buildings that run all the way to the end of the Champs-Elysees.
And it is an impressive sight when you're standing at one and you can look clear down
straight
to the other.
Straight the way to the other, where of course stands the Arc de Triomphe, built by Napoleon Bonaparte at the beginning of the 19th century. But so past the Louvre and the pyramid, Napoleon's other triumphal archway, the Carousel Arch, and the Tuileries Gardens, lies the Place de la Concorde, at the centre of which is an obelisk that was taken from the Temple of Luxor in Egypt and erected in Paris in 1836. So the pyramid mirrors the Egyptian theme, but also presents a contrast to this more than 3,000-year-old obelisk monument. Yeah. The position of the pyramid in the Napoleon courtyard is also significant. Napoleon led his army into Egypt in 1798 with soldiers and sailors, but also with scholars and scientists. They were going to capture Egyptian soil, but also seize artifacts, study ancient Egyptian culture and wildlife, and link their French Empire to this great civilization. For example, the Rosetta Stone, which was famously used to decipher the hieroglyphs, was initially taken by the French, but was lost when they they surrendered to Nelson's British Army, which is why the Rosetta Stone is now in the British Museum. But Napoleon did say that 40 centuries of history gaze down upon us from the top of these pyramids, and his victory over Egypt at the Battle of the Pyramids sealed, sorry, for posterity. Sealed for posterity, the modern discovery of Egypt by France.
Laura, we just have a quick minute left. Can you tell us a bit about the excavation of the medieval Louvre that's underneath it?
That's right. So at the Sully entrance, underground, there are foundations of a fortress built in the 12th century by Philippe Auguste to protect the city from the English army under Richard the Lionheart. So underneath the pyramid is the oldest part of the Louvre. So it's another juxtaposition between new and old. And actually the walkway for visitors to the medieval Louvre is in the old moat. So you could say that the water surrounding the pyramid is a nod to an earlier phase in the Louvre's architecture.
It's great. Thank you so much, Laura Osorio from Paris Muse. If you want to get more information about Paris Muse or take one of their tours, you can always check out their website at www.parismuse.com.